always find it funny when I see the religious calling atheists fundamentalists. It's like they have no idea what the word means, which is mostly because they don't. But here we get a theist who wants to rant about how terrible atheists are without having the slightest clue what atheists are actually like. But that's not really a surprise, is it? So here we go, debunking atheist fundamentalism for someone who will never see this video because they're hiding in their own echo chamber.
Okay, before I even start this video, this is Mr. Casella here. Big shout out to True Imperialism. I think I pronounced it correctly. I like him a lot. Now, this is a video on atheist fundamentalists.
My question is, how are you defining fundamentalist? Because if you look at the dictionary definition, fundamentalism is defined as a form of a religion, especially Islam or Protestant Christianity, that upholds belief in the strict, literal interpretation of Scripture. Clearly then, by the very definition of the word, there can't be atheist fundamentalists because they've got no Scripture to interpret literally.
Now, obviously, I will not deny that there are Christian fundamentalists and Christians who make Christianity look bad and give it a bad rep. Before I even get into the video, I will at least admit that. But what atheists will never admit, except for a very few of them, is that there are atheist fundamentalists. Okay, what is an atheist fundamentalist? Someone who's really zealous about atheism and people not believing in God and really hates religion and religious people.
That's not an atheist fundamentalist. I might say it would be a zealot, which is defined as a person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of their religious, political, or other ideals. And I'll readily admit, there are atheist zealots out there, just like there are zealots in just about every belief, position, and ideology. Yes, I am picking on your terminology, but words have meanings for a reason.
That's an atheist fundamentalist, which most atheists are. And another thing, too, is that what bothers me and what pisses me off a lot about atheists, now not all of them, don't misuse my words out of context, even though they will. I don't hate all atheists. The ones that bother me are the really mean douchebag majority of them. There is a minority of atheists that are really friendly, nice, and don't care about what you believe in, and they don't hate it. And they don't hate you because you believe in a religion. Now,
the majority of atheists are default atheists, people who have simply never been indoctrinated into a religion. So I dispute your claim that the majority are douchebags, because the majority don't even talk about religion. If you're only talking about atheists that you run into, then clearly you've got a selection problem, because the atheists you're likely to run into online are there specifically to debate religion. It's like me saying that the majority of Christians I run into are assholes because they're arguing for religion, when I run into them because they're on debate-specific forums and YouTube.
Back to what I was saying, one thing that bothers me is that whenever you go on a creationist video, there's always a huge amount of dislikes, usually more dislikes than likes, because atheists use a lot of tactics, and I know what they do.
Disliking a video is not a tactic. It's a response. The reason videos get downvoted is because they're wrong. Creationist videos are wrong. And this also happens on flat earth videos and other pseudoscientific nonsense. Maybe if creationists would actually rent a clue and stop posting utter irrational garbage, they wouldn't get downvoted. But then again, they wouldn't be creationists anymore, would they?
They use name calling, and that's one of their tactics, is they'll use name calling and insults.
Often well-deserved name-calling and insults, in my opinion. It isn't like these people haven't been corrected on their absurdities in the past. They're just posting the same kind of irrational nonsense time and time again, without learning why they're just wrong. So, yeah, they deserve to be insulted. They've earned it. And let's not forget that the religious are really good at throwing around insults on their own, calling non-believers evil and sinful and threatening them with an imaginary hell. Pot, here's kettle. Figure it out.
Another tactic they'll use is they'll downvote the video. They'll get a whole bunch of them to downvote the video, or they'll have a whole bunch of bots or sock accounts to downvote a video.
I've already addressed that. It gets downvoted because it deserves it. And you seem to think that there's some grand conspiracy, which is laughable. I don't think they're using bots. I think there's just a lot of atheists out there who are responding negatively to religious stupidity. And if you don't like that, don't be religiously stupid.
Simply because it's a creationist making the video and because they don't like it because it contradicts atheism. So, yeah, just some things I wanted to get off my chest.
Do you feel better now?
I think I got this idea while watching a video by True Talk TV called Atheist Experience. Fans, listen up. Cool video.
You know, it took me a while to find that video because this is really a fundamentalist Christian hate channel with a serious hate on for Matt Dillahunty. And of course, the first couple of channels called True Talk TV, one's in Arabic and one's in German, so I was kind of hoping it wasn't one of those that he was talking about. But I did bookmark the video he mentioned, and maybe I'll take it on later, who knows?
You know, he's telling truth.
How do you know he's speaking truth? I mean, that's an honest question, and I see a lot of theists simply stating that someone they agree with, what they're saying is true, without ever showing that they've actually evaluated the truth claims made therein. In reality, I think they're saying it's true because they agree with it, not because they've actually checked out the claims.
I'm not surprised, and I'm not saying that atheists are the only people who use tactics. Christians use tactics too, but
there's nothing specifically wrong with tactics. The definition of the word, and I know I'm going full dictionary in this video, but the definition of tactics is an action or strategy carefully planned to achieve a specific end. What's wrong with that? Having tactics isn't a problem. Having tactics that lead to an unjustified and unjustifiable conclusion, that's a problem. Now we can argue over what's justifiable and what's not, but you don't seem to be differentiating between good ends and bad ends, and that's a problem.
But I'm just talking about atheist tactics, because obviously there's been how many videos made about Christian tactics. I don't even need to make a video about that. There's already enough people who made videos about that. But atheist tactics. Now there's a video category that not too many people have made topics or speeches about.
By all means, you've got a platform. Go ahead and do so. Just make sure you make sense, or people might... Oh, wait a minute. You disabled comments and voting on your videos. I guess you can just ramble on because nobody can tell you that you're wrong.
And it's sad that they have to resort to name-calling and having to have a whole bunch of people dislike a video because they don't have any real arguments or real logic or anything, really.
Clearly, you're unaware of the massive number of response videos that get done for these irrational claims. They are pointing out where they're wrong. Obviously, atheists have a response. They have answers and evidence and can prove that the claims that are made by the religious are ridiculous. But you know, reality and all.
You know, they have to resort to child's play.
And it's sad that so many people believe in absurdly unjustifiable things that make them make videos about imaginary friends in the sky and other ridiculous beliefs. I don't think you get that atheists make responses because the subject of theistic beliefs are so patently absurd in the first place. This isn't atheists being mean, this is religion getting the well-deserved derision that it's earned.
And it's sad, but oh well. There's people like that, and then, oh well, you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yep. Oh well. Maybe if the religious don't want to be criticized, they should stop making these really stupid videos trying to support an entirely unjustified worldview. Nah.
Oh well. I think that ends... I'm sorry if this video was short. I think that ends this video, though. I'm kind of scratching my neck here, wondering what else to talk about or throw in.
Ever hear of scripting? Bullet points. Having some clue at what you're going to be talking about before you hit record? Bueller?
I don't want this to be boring.
Yeah, a little late for that, pal.
So I guess I'll end the video now. That was just my opinion on atheist tactics and atheist fundamentalists. Because they do exist, although nobody will admit it, but there are atheist fundamentalists who are very zealous about atheism and want to convert people to atheism.
You are aware that you can't actually convert anyone to atheism because atheism has no teachings, no holy books, no beliefs, no faith. Saying that you can be converted to atheism is as stupid as saying you can convert stamp collectors to non-stamp collectors. All you can do is stop collecting stamps.
Of course, no atheist likes to admit that.
Well, you'd have to come up with something actually real before any rational person would admit to it. Are you going to do that? Of course you're not.
But there is, okay? So, this has been Mr. Casella signing out. And one last thing, please don't trust anybody, especially online. People will let you down all the time, so just don't trust anybody.
You shouldn't trust people. You should only trust ideas that have been factually verified and supported by objective evidence. And that's why faith is so overrated. It insists that you place your trust in things that cannot be critically evaluated and found to be objectively true.
I've learned that lesson, and I hope you have, listener. Goodbye.
Well, thanks for that. But what have we learned from this rambling video? Well, that he doesn't know what a fundamentalist is, that he doesn't comprehend the purpose of tactics, and that he has no idea what a word processor is. Oh, and he doesn't want anyone to correct him. That's an important one. And it seems to happen a lot, doesn't it? I've done a lot of videos lately from people who are only too happy to criticize, but are absolutely opposed to seeing any criticism of their own work. I guess that's why we laugh at these people, because they're so totally self-unaware that you can do little else. But what do you expect from people with imaginary friends anyhow?
Everything changes.